you can put all these personal items in them. Very surprised that just that early break gave us 4 extra people, and that's the direction I need to head in. And all these rooms need to, you have to turn that green so it stays with us. In here, these are badgers. You need, for happiness, you also need an arena, and you need badgers in it. So that's another day. Alright, but there are rooms you can put all these personal items in them. And some of them require gold, so just don't worry about that. But a potted plant's wood and a bush. You know, you can do that. And a harp is wood and stone. But you put those personal items in their room, and it makes them a lot happier. Candlesticks, stuff like that. Bugger with that is it's made out of bones. Now, if you tell them to build something with bones in it, even though it's not enabled in your stockpile, they will go find bones for it because you told them to build it. So be aware, if you activate a bone item, you've told them to collect bones. Okay, there's outdoor items, and like they do a happiness check every now and then. They look around. If stuff makes them happy, they go up. Stuff makes them unhappy, like working or not seeing something makes them happy, they go down or stay the same. So this is outside decoration you can do when they're away from their rooms or the dining room. You need to decorate the dining room as well, and you need to decorate the, you notice that they went and hung out in the marketplace when they had goof off time, and I never thought to decorate it in my last one. To me it was just a place where the caravan showed up and you dealt with it. But you can put decorations in here also. So when they do that happiness check, you need to have stuff so they go, oh yeah, boy, I feel good about this. Okay, furniture is here. You need tables and chairs in your dining room. You need beds, and I don't think it really matters what kind. I've been putting the personal ones in their rooms. I threw some bone beds when I could safely gather bones in the tavern just for the way it looked. But chairs, harps, potted plants, chimneys, you notice that says it's a clue on the happiness. It gets you warm and fuzzy. Problem with it is it requires a torch, and torches are under utensils or utility, whatever the hell that thing is. And they actually require coal, which is kind of a bugger. So, because normally you're not going to have coal for a while. In this game we actually have some here, but I don't want a great big gaping hole next to this. So I'm going to probably come at it underground. Another thing is down here where your mill is and your farms are, there's this little thing that's called a mine shaft. And it's not really a mine shaft, it's a mine. And if you put it on 4 squares of coal, well, I can go ahead and activate it and show you how it sits. There, see, it's hitting on just that one. There, it's hitting on 2. See, if there were 4 here, you could set it there. According to Wiki, every 16 minutes it would chunk out a piece of coal, like the farm chunks out a pig or a cow or a chicken. But it would chunk out a piece of coal about 4 times an hour. But if you get about 8 of these, they're turning out some stuff. Now your townies still have to collect it. It also works on iron, it works on copper. It does not work on silver and gold, but in my last world I never even found gold, and I got pretty damn deep in that dungeon. So but anyway, it doesn't work on silver and gold, doesn't work on flint, doesn't work on sand, does not work on stone, but basically just coal, iron, copper. But if I dig in under here, we can throw some of these, and again the bugger is it takes torches, which take coal. But if we dig under here, and in this world, in Minecraft, you're used to ore deposits, and there's like 4 or 6 ore, whatever, and then it's gone. In this world, all the ore I have seen continues down and down and down, and usually gets bigger and bigger the further it goes down. So once we get some weapons and armor so it's safe for our guys to dig down here, we can make a little coal mine here and have it chunking out. And it'd be great if we had an iron mine, but I looked at so many maps trying to find surface iron, it was like, you know, I'll settle for an area that's functional for right now. and we'll see how it goes. But that's it for now. We're going to be doing nuts and bolts stuff for a while. I think I've shown you enough and shown you a lot more of the basic stuff than I really intended to. Orchard here, tree farm. Can't make a tree farm there. Find a place to make a tree farm. Maybe dig some of this out or put it over here and they can throw all the crap in there. I'll figure it out though. And we'll be back. Okay, I might have told you a lie. These might be set up for my last game. I don't know if they reset or not. I noticed everybody didn't go till their gathering. So I'm going to go ahead and set these for my game. If these don't work out for you, reset them by all means. In fact, I'm going to have them, since our only source of food is this fruit, I'm going to have them gather first. And there's this haul thing back here. I'm going to count on them going into the orchard and picking up fruit if they need it for right now. I'm going to put till up here because we need to get this wheat farm and a better orchard going. So that's a priority. Baking and cooking isn't going to, we don't have squat to bake or cook until we get that, until we get the farms going. So not going to have them build up. I wish these were a little bit different, and there's some overlap on these. I mean, they're not, in a general sense, there's going to be people doing more than one of these at a time. And the more people you have, the less it becomes critical. I'm going to kick up haul because I'm not really worried, and I probably don't need to because there's nothing, I haven't told them to build a wall or butcher anything, and they can't butcher anything, so that's not a problem. But just on GPs, I'm going to kick up haul. I do whatever I'm telling them to mine at this point in time, though, is important, so I do want them to do it because right now we need stone, wood, and food, and we need to get these farms made. So whatever priorities make that happen. We're also setting up our stonemasons tables and our carpentry stuff. We have the essentials laid out there, and that's our mason. And we need to get our essential stuff for our bakery, but until we get wheat, that's not a huge issue. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. Those might be from my last game I played. Just look when you start your game and see where those priorities are. It's right there, and I did not find it at first because I didn't read anything. I just jumped into the game, and just stone and a wood detail. See, you have to build the carpenter's bench to build the wood detailer to build the mason's bench, and after that it starts getting a lot simpler. Now, to bake stuff, to bake bread and all your baked goods, all you need is stone and the stonemason's bench. So that's not a problem. You can have a decent source of food with nothing but stone and wood. But to cook all the meat items, which feeds them up a little bit better or better in general and maybe is a little bit simpler, you have to have a fire source. You can do this with flint, which comes from gravel, but it burns out, I don't know, a couple of days maybe. But a game day is pretty long. We're still on day 1. Alright, this lasts forever, but you have to have iron for it. You have to have iron for this, for the anvil. You have to have the smelter to build this. Pardon me, just a minute. I figured it out once. Between the tongs, the anvil, the smelter, and the oven, it's 8 iron. So you're going to find a real deposit and be doing some work in it before you can build anything that matters. To me, that's the first thing that matters, unless you really want to build iron armor. Another thing is, as long as I'm doing some basic stuff, every time they chop down trees, there's something called a tree keeper. A tree keeper looks like a tree until somebody tries to chop him, and then it tries to kill them, whoever's trying to chop them. So the sooner you get people armed, even for something as simple as chopping trees, armed and armored. What I went with in my last game was breastplates and stone spears, and that gives them a start, and then worked on everything else. Because for 11 or 15 people, that's a lot of crap to build. Under planting, you can plant trees. Whatever you plant, they have to go get these and bring them here to be planted. Flowers, the whole bit. And that's another thing. If your jungle isn't very far away, that can take them. Anything where they're gathering, they might go into the jungle, even like chickens and cows for your farms. Is this, for some reason, turns the visibility of your everything here, your farms, your mills, and your mine shaft on and off. And I don't have a clue unless it's some way you can look through them or see if they're active or. But anyway, ephemeral, non-ephemeral. You tell me. To roll out dough, you need baker's tables. To bake dough, you need ovens for baking, period. And each one does one at a time. That's why I did 3. There's 2 of these, and in the last world I did 3. I'm not sure how critical that is, so. It's another thing I was just using, and this may be a help in building. I'm not good at 3-dimensional building, but it may help you to see where to lay out your items and stuff like that. And you can use it in mining also, and see where where you're actually telling them to mine actually. So, and this is what makes the trees, and it'll bring your walls down to just like 1/3 of a wall as far as visually. Z does the same thing. In fact, I may just leave that off. Sometimes you'll get bad guys in the trees. Alright, he's goofing off again, and so is she. So I don't know what the deal is on gathering the wheat. I guess if they can, they do, and if they can't, they say screw it. Or maybe I need to tell them to gather. And that'll be a long process, so I'll let you go while I do it. This is what I mean, though. You go to, if you haven't done it, gather, and you hit on the wheat everywhere you find it. Now, if you've got your flour mills, and mine are probably on, they'll turn it into flour instead of planting it. So I'm going to turn these off until we actually get flour, or wheat plants, let me call it that. But anywhere you find wheat, I think if you tell them to gather it, they'll go get it. Although I'm not opposed to them resting. What I want them to do is start building furniture for here and over there, and build those weapons and plant that orchard. Boy, that ain't much for wheat around here, is there? Alright, there you can see them gathering the wheat. I kind of hoped they were going to bring it back and plant it. I guess that's, well, we'll see. Now this is going to be for regular trees. We're going to blow out the orchard for a while, since in a way God has given us an orchard. Get down here to where the light level's good. But we don't have a lot of wood here, and so wood's going to be an issue. Because I want to start building furniture. I noticed they were all hanging out there again. I want to build furniture for them there, and in their personal rooms. Like I said, I'm going to try to go this time with more of a building influence and start with happiness. See, in the other game, I probably would have been trying to dig a dungeon already. Yeah, those are palm trees. Okay. Oh, I bet they only grow on sand. Silly me. I guess I won't be planting palm trees. And I know I didn't get that perfect, but life goes on. The order to get rid of these